And then there came a day like many others. The best Flarking podcast. Your nerd's eye view of TV, film, comics, and video games. With you as always, your mother Flarking hosts, Dunners and Reach. Fellas, show them who they're Flarking with.
Hello, denizens of the multiverse. It is that time again. It is the best Flarking podcast. It is November 22nd, 2016, 6:17 p.m., and this is episode 36. I am your host, Dunners to some, and with me as always is the king of co-hosts, Reach. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, man, I am excellent. Just excellent.
Yeah?
How you doing?
Oh, man, I got the fucking iPhone 7 Plus. I'm out here snapping.
Bye-bye headphone jack.
Dude, you get a free dongle. You get a free dongle, player. You get a free dongle, dog.
A free dongle. You
Come
get
on
a free
now.
dongle.
You get
a free dongle.
You get one free dongle, which is already in my messenger bag.
Holy shit.
But you know what
How
the thing
is
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, you know, the screen
Right.
resolution, the thing about it is the screen resolution didn't change, so that's kind of weak.
Yeah.
But overall, it's faster. It's, you know, it's quite a bit nicer overall.
I see your photos on it.
Yeah, man. I mean,
They look nice.
how nasty is that product shot of all those bottles that I did during that fake commercial? Like that. Oof. That's as good as that looks as good as most DSLRs. It's pretty.
Well, it looked like it. Yeah, just an ad. You said it. You know.
So I was like, oh,
it was what it was. It looked beautiful. Looked
this
tasty.
camera's pretty fucking sweet. So I was like, all right, I feel good about all of it because, you know, I got that T-Mobile jump, so I just flipped to my old iPhone 6s Plus, and they gave me the new one, and I still pay the exact same. So it's like whatever.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You're not
it's
mad
not a
at
bad
it.
thing
No.
at all.
No.
There is a bad thing. You guys, we
What?
told you don't elect Donald Trump president. We said that in the last podcast that we did before entering the darkest timeline, or the upside down, if you guys prefer that analogy. I happen to like the community one because this definitely feels like the darkest timeline. But yeah, so that was bad. That was a bad thing that happened.
Yeah.
It was bad.
The worst.
You know, so yeah, this is going to be a video game heavy podcast because I have been playing games like crazy in between working, which is really funny because I finished a music video last night that came out today for a group
and it's
called
a
Zulu.
dope video, by the way. Go watch it, you guys.
Thank you. For a group called Zulu. That's ZULUZULU.
Yep.
U? No, 2 U's, not 3.
2 U's. You got it.
Lots of very similar letters, one vowel many times over. So it was a lot of fun. We shot that all on the Sony A7S II, which is a camera that I didn't think would be very good. And we got it because we're going to be shooting a lot. We're doing cinema verite, which for everyone out there, that means using only the light that is available on set, not setting up any lights and doing anything.
It just sounds sexy is what it sounds like.
And I think we accomplished that pretty heavily. And the cool thing about
what?
Cinema Verite.
Ooh.
The really cool thing about that camera is that it can go up to ISO 456,000.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, it looks like garbage that high, but I shot it. I shot at ISO 25,600 for a bunch of those shots when we were starting to tip into the nighttime scale.
Okay.
And you can barely tell that they're any different from the shots when we were shooting at noon, which is pretty crazy. I mean, obviously the sun position is different, but the amount of light it was there is pretty great.
Right,
that was a really fun thing to do. But I've been playing a lot of video games. I got the new Pokemans.
Well, and we know this happens every Q4. We talked about it last year. We speculated it in the summer of the prior year that we knew. You know, November, it was Fallout 4. What was last year? It was Fallout.
Last year was
COD.
Fallout. Was it Fallout, COD, Uncharted, and...
Uncharted, yep. And I didn't have a PlayStation at that time. I got that in January. But yeah, again, you know, huge Q4, as it is every year with video games, but even this year. So yeah, what do you... We got the ones that we've both been playing, and
yeah, we do have that.
You got the Pokemons, so I did not get the Pokemons, not the new one at least. I don't have the 3DS anymore.
Yeah, I definitely got it because what swayed me on it was like, yeah, a few of the things you have to do have nothing to do with battling gym trainers for badges. I'm like, all right, I'll see what that's about.
They're gone, aren't they?
I mean, for the most, I mean, you still battle. Let's not get crazy. The battling is still very heavily involved and very heavily featured. But like,
it's still a Pokemon game.
You know, but like they really, part of it they've kind of Japanesed it up. It's kind of what I call, and I will say this a bunch of times today. But they've really Japanesed it up
a lot.
Because like after Pokemon battles, like if your Pokemon gets shocked and he's in paralysis, a little thing will pop up after the battle's over called Care, where you brush out the static out of his fur. And then it loses its paralysis, which is cute, but it's a pain in the ass because I don't want to do that. I'd rather just pop a fucking antidote or whatever.
Senzu bean and
just like, all right, he's fine. I'm going to keep walking through the grass. But I did find something that I'm really excited about today because this game has the Pokemon call out for help at a higher rate.
Okay.
So there's a new trick to how to get shiny Pokemon to show up.
Oh, shit.
And I'm going to probably do some shiny Pokemon hunting over Thanksgiving while I'm just sitting there and eating and watching the Vikings beat the Detroit Lions because they're fucking
You're just
back,
gonna be in
baby.
the weeds, just face deep.
Oh, dude. Fucking, you can call me tall grass done all day on Thanksgiving.
Ouch here.
So, I mean, Pokemon plays a lot like the other ones. It looks good. It's fun as hell. It's, a grind, but it's in a good way. The Alola stuff is really cool. The change to how hidden machines work is only 20 years overdue. So that's nice. Because hidden machines now don't replace a move on your Pokemon. You can just give it as a charge to one of your Pokemon so you can swim and cut and all of those things without ruining a Pokemon. You know, having like a Bidoof, having a Bidoof in your squad who does your swimming and your cutting, and you just don't give
a smart move.
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. They also introduced like a new mechanic of like your Pokemon park that you get in the end game is based on how many Pokemon you've collected overall. So what propagates there based on rarity and quality of Pokemon is based on how many you've caught. So there's a reason to keep catching more Pokemon.
Okay.
So there's all sorts of cool stuff. So like all that stuff's there, but in the end, it's Pokemon and it's fun. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So
yes.
If you played Red, you've played at least 60% of the game mechanics that are in this one. But the thing is when you've kind of perfected a formula, no one's asking you to break the bank every time.
It's like the people who play Madden and shit every year, or NHL,
exactly,
or whatever,
or COD,
or COD. Yes, exactly. Precisely. Yes.
Or the wrestling games, which are all awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
But
get you some, brother.
Hey, brother. Well, you know me, man. I'm a wrestling fan. I was fucking thoroughly.
I know.
I was very thoroughly disappointed by Sunday. What a terrible thing to do to wrestling fans.
I can't even speak on this. So.
Oh well, basically what happened is they pitched a Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg rematch.
Okay.
And
which sounds epic from what I can remember those names.
To give you some, Brock Lesnar, former UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
I mean, and Goldberg was
I remember Goldberg.
Yeah. So like they're both like their mystiques were like unbeatable guys.
Sure.
And pro wrestling's fake. I don't know if I broke anyone's world just now.
Spoiler alert! Shit! Now I got to put the label on the cover. Done.
It's still real to me. Damn it. But basically, like a long time ago, when Brock decided he wanted to go play football for the Minnesota Vikings.
A long time ago.
His last match was at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, and it was a shit show, and everyone was pissed. Fast forward to now, Brock Lesnar, is done being an MMA fighter, or at least, when he wants to be an MMA fighter, he goes and does MMA.
Right.
And then he wrestles.
Because when you're that size and have a fucking sword on your front, I mean, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want.
He's a ridiculous person. He's enormous. I worked out with him once. He's just he's a fucking freak of nature, dude.
Oh my God.
He's a fucking freak of nature.
That kind of scares me just by proxy now. Like just
But like so basically what happened on Sunday was WWE had one of their big wrestling events, and they had a Goldberg versus Lesnar rematch booked. And they've been hyping it for like weeks now about this big thing and how amazing it was going to be. The match lasted 1 minute and 26 seconds.
Oh my God.
Brock Lesnar ran Goldberg into a corner, and then Goldberg speared him twice and jackhammered him and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And apparently the big rumor that everyone's saying is like, wrestling is built on story, which if you want to know why wrestling is amazing and you're on the fence of why you think it sucks, go watch a short film by a dude I hate. His name is Max Landis. I don't really care for him as a person, but his short film that explains why wrestling is some of the greatest storytelling of all time is an incredible short film. It's called Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. But that being said, they pitched this huge thing, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, now, the thing is it's going to be an overarching story about Brock trying to get redemption for getting just flattened in this match. And that was what it was. But then I have wrestling friends who are on the inside of the business who actually work for WWE who are like, no, Goldberg got hurt like the week before the match, and they had to scrap the whole plan and have Lesnar lose super quick because Goldberg couldn't actually wrestle for 30 minutes because he blew his shoulder out. So they're going to have this whole storyline build up to WrestleMania to get the match we were supposed to get on Sunday, which is actually really common in wrestling, man. Those guys get hurt all the time, like super bad.
But how do you fuck your shoulder up before a big...
Well, I mean, dude, the guy hasn't wrestled in like 15 years,
I guess.
And I mean, he just basically has been hanging out, lighting fireworks in his basement and walking out saying Goldberg. I don't know. But that was...
sure, do your thing.
It's great. It was just kind of a bummer for that, over the weekend for that to happen. But the Vikings won, which felt fucking great. It felt great to see that defense show up again. It felt real good.
Yeah. Well, they only were gone for one game.
They were gone for 4 weeks, really dude. Come on, let's get real. Like, Carson Palmer dropped back 29 times in the game against the Vikings. He was hit 24 times in this game.
Yeah. Can you tell me what was his passer rating against Xavier Rhodes?
It was zero.
Goose egg.
Yeah, zero passing to Rhodes' side. So it's like that defense finally showed up. Sure, we still were good even in the skid on defense, but we weren't getting to the quarterback the way we needed to. And so yeah, it was pretty great. Yeah. But in addition to those things, man, so much video gaming. So much video gaming going on.
Such video games.
So what do we
just run down the list, man. Gears 4. I had got that on Extra Life Day, but I still have not played. I'm like halfway through, just because I'll switch over quick to stereo. I have this weird audio bug. I've hit up both Microsoft and the Gears forums about this, and I've heard nothing, but whatever. I'm gonna settle down. I'm good. Hold me back.
So wait, so you're only like halfway through the campaign, or
I just hit Act 3 a little bit. His dad just got taken away.
Okay, so you're a ways away from all of it. I have completed it on its hardest difficulties,
and I have yet to try Horde mode. So you definitely have way more to
yeah, man.
And there's no spoilers. I mean, there is spoil. We are very spoilery here, but we don't believe in spoilers.
Right,
so
we don't believe in them whatsoever.
Ain't gonna ruin shit for me
whatsoever.
Yeah.
The new Gears game is much like Pokemon. It's more of the same, and that's not a bad thing. Like the thing that scared me was that it looked like Gears was going to veer away from what made it awesome when Epic was making it. Before it became just was it the Coalition? Yeah. Now that they're bought by Microsoft. So I had my doubts that I was like, oh man, what if they make a Gears game and they just start fucking chucking ideas in there that don't need to be there? And and it felt like that at first because it's all new guns in the beginning and you're fighting robots. And it's like, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, the robots was,
It was like, come on, robots and like raiding settlements against the
robots
government.
For so long.
And it's like, and then finally...
More pods.
Finally, you see the juvies, and then in a beautiful cut sequence, dive into what looks like a locust hole, and then emerge as fucking locusts. And it was like, that's so dope. And then I was like, that's great. That's fucking awesome. That's what this is. And
which is where I am right now.
It's like that's so great. And then
I'm like, finally, I get to kill things with blood and flesh.
Yeah, and it just feels really, really, really good. And the story works really well of transitioning from Marcus to Marcus's son. And
see, I wouldn't know. I didn't have any audio in the first half.
Okay. It works out really well. It's really funny because it starts off
Microsoft.
It starts off with JD and Dell, and it's like, oh, cool. So JD is the new Marcus, and Dell is the new Dominic Santiago, which fucking represent
right,
Dom getting to
right,
fucking show up in the prequel there for a second. And it's like, all right, fuck yeah, Dom gets to show up. Good for him. We'll never forget your sacrifice in Gears 3, Dom.
Right.
We'll never forget it.
Dom.
And you know, we get to see that not everything's hunky-dory in the future. And
yeah. No, shit's real bleak.
yeah, it's gross. It's real bad. There's a lot of tornadoes.
A lot.
a lot
of lightning.
Wind flares. I'm sorry, they're not tornadoes because they fucking
tornadoes.
Because they spit fucking just lightning, and they're terrible. They're terrible tornadoes.
Yeah,
they're evil.
It looks like pretty much the worst experience you would ever want to have outside.
But like, the cool thing about this that I really liked about all of it is the level design is incredible. Again, it plays really, really well. I was
thinking about that for a duck and cover system and what they need to have present and still remain plausible.
Yeah.
You know, they keep it well balanced.
The only thing I can really knock out of all of this is you know you're heading into like a combat situation when the amount of chest high walls just increases exponentially.
Yeah,
that's been the knock against Gears since the beginning. Though I was like, oh,
sure.
I'm clearly going to be in a combat situation soon. There's plenty of walls for me to hide under, you know. So like, there's all sorts of like really awesome stuff that's you know, that you get to fight in and blow stuff up, and the new guns are really cool. I was really bummed that the Digger is gone because the Digger was my favorite gun in Gears 3, but the new one, the fucking the drill gun, where you fire it and there's a drill. Basically, it fires a hovering drill bit, and it hovers over their head. And when you let go of the trigger, it just drills down into the ground and then plants a bomb in the ground and blows up. So like, if you can get it to go through someone, it just drills right through them and turns them into a puddle of goop.
Oh my god, I can't wait!
Great gun. And they have their own version of the Ripper, which is my favorite gun from Unreal Tournament. Which is also probably the reason why I love Dead Space so much.
Your memory is phenomenal. Fuck.
The Ripper is the saw blade gun in Unreal Tournament, where if you hit someone in the neck, it would just take their head off. No matter, like, it did terrible damage if you caught them with glancing blows, but if you hit them in the neck, they were instantly decapitated by projectile fucking saw blades. It's also a very fantastic version of the Ripper is in Dead Space. You know, when they fucking do the telekinesis and hold the fucking fire the blade out and then hold it and spin it and cut all the limbs off of the fucking necromorphs and shit.
I'll be the first one to put it out here. I've not played Dead Space.
Oh, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. Dead Space 1 and 2 are fucking phenomenal. They're phenomenal. They're so good.
On I could probably play that on the MacBook, couldn't I?
Well, you know what you could do? What? I'm going to put this out there right now. You could plunk your money down for the service that I've been telling you has been fantastic from the beginning. And get yourself some EA access.
Some EA access.
Get yourself Dead Space 1, and I believe Dead Space 2 is going to be on there soon. And you could get fucking Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, which is so dope. There's so many games on there that it just justifies the $24.
Okay.
I mean, you can get Dragon Age Inquisition if you haven't played that.
Yeah, I haven't played that either.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit on there. Peggle 2? Peggle 2, my man?
Peggle?
Peggle 2. Fucking Peggle 2 in the house. But to delve into spoilery territory, the whole thing of like what the Locusts, where they've been and why they weren't just deaded at the end of Gears 3 was pretty great. They're like
a continuation of story. But being on its own still, like... Yeah,
basically what happens is, if you recall the end of 3, when they detonate that big blue bomb that goes over the whole planet, which you get to see part of in the prologue for Gears 4, when you're like fighting off the Brumaks and everything is there.
Which was really great, by the way. To be reminded, because how many years has it been since we played a Gears? I mean, I
think it's been at least 5 years since a Gears has been out.
I haven't played a Gears in a hot minute. But to be reminded of those battles, that was really dope. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you get the basically when that blue laser hit them and they all started crystallizing and shit, it put them all into a stasis and they were evolving again.
Oh, great.
And
So we helped them is what happened.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it killed
There
a
you
bunch
go.
of them because the ones that were directly close to the blast got obliterated by the wave. So, technical difficulties. My lovely son is asking me to come upstairs and play with him, but I can't. So if you hear him in the background, he's yelling at me to come play with him upstairs.
It's all good.
Although I was very much
all
so
great
promised
here.
that this wouldn't happen. Oh man, very rarely do we record this podcast this early in the evening. But so the locusts have evolved, and part of them have like crystal shards out of their body now, which are completely unbreakable. Like diamond would shatter against it, is what they say. Like if you tried to scrape a diamond, the diamond would just flake off and turn into just nothing.
Sure.
And basically would break off really easily. So part of the locusts are covered in crystal now, and there's a caste system akin to remember the Adrian Brody Predators movie where there are bigger predators?
Of course I do.
Who prey on the smaller predators.
We had a very deep conversation about this where you revealed to me Lawrence Fishburne's character. I became very upset.
Yeah, oh, dude, it's a
I
very
was very upset.
That's a very upsetting moment for all of us. But basically, that's how the locusts work now. They're really big original locusts who survived and never evolved, who are bigger and more powerful.
Oh,
And they're
damn.
like the alpha class locusts, and they get the best guns, like the
Of
boom
course.
shot, the boom shots,
Of course.
and the fucking rocket launcher, what is it? Can't remember what the fucking minigun's called. They always have just
The tri-shot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
a big fan of the tri-shot.
Yeah, the fucking Gatling gun that you can
Yeah.
rip off of the floating dudes.
Oh, yeah.
So, long story short, you end up crushing this hive, and then you get Marcus back. There's a very big sequence where I thought, because they pull the fucking Marcus has been in the pod for too long, he's just deteriorated too much, he's
Right,
dead.
right,
and at the last
Which
second,
is
like,
where I assume it's going because we know he's dying. He's
You're like-
he's out of here this
you're
round.
like he's coming. Come on, he's coming back, and then nothing happens for a really long time, and then
Sure.
JD starts to freak out, and then Marcus comes back to life,
Sure. Okay.
and so like it was like, oh, crazy, and
so it gets real tense.
yeah,
and
it
you
gets
start-
way in there, gets way in
All right,
there, gets
all right.
real deep,
touches the heartstrings a little bit.
real father son issues
Yeah.
type kind of thing. But when you're a dad, you throw down for your kid, even if you think he's just a total turd. I mean, come on, Marcus straight up when he sees him, like, welcome home, James, you fucking
Right.
garbage can piece of shit, and it's just like, yeah, hey, Dad, and like,
Yeah,
I got the guns, let's go.
No, my favorite was it's always good to see you.
Yeah,
And just
right.
walks away. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like
Well.
something's not right in the Phoenix family. But basically, long story short, you end up having to go to a second hive that's even bigger than this one, which is where the locusts are completely rebuilding. And there's no queen anymore, but there is a link to the original queen, and there's the final fight of the game.
Yeah,
is
because they gotta make up some shit.
Yeah, is a giant hive lord, like
Okay.
a big imagine like the Rancor from Star Wars, but he's like the size of a football field,
Okay.
so he's real big.
Think I follow?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what the Rancor is, right? From Return of the Jedi, Luke gets dropped in the pit below,
yeah.
Crushes it
No,
with the door.
I'm just imagining how big about this, size of a football field. Like,
Yeah, he's
okay.
huge. It's
Yeah.
way bigger than anything you've ever fought in the game.
Yeah, I'm
way
just
bigger. And basically, you fight that. But the coolest part is, Gears of War lets Titanfall know that you're not the only ones who can do a fucking mech shooter, because the last two levels of the game are you in a giant mech blowing the fuck out of everything. Fighting Brumox, hand-to-hand with a giant robot.
Oh,
blowing up buildings and all the monsters you've seen up until this point. The little fucking quill tossing guys and the snatchers. All those things. You fight all those guys, and it leads to you fighting the fucking hive monster. And the coolest part is, you find out who the bald guy in the beginning is, who sends the cart to help you out. It's Baird. It's Baird from fucking 1, 2, and 3, who's been watching your back this whole time.
How sweet of Baird.
Yep, and the fun part is Baird, Coltrane, and your dad, and Baird's wife, who is the gal they introduced in the third game, all show up and are helping you in a helicopter. while you're doing the last 2 levels. And it's hilarious because as JD and Dell and them are all blowing shit up, and you just hear Baird like, yeah, you guys did good. Not nearly as good as we did when we killed the entire Locust race, though. And then JD's like, well, Uncle Baird, I hate to break it to you, but you guys didn't kill shit.
Right.
It's just like...
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
So there's all sorts of those
Baird.
moments. But then you get the like really fun when you fight the Hive Lord, like he smacks the helicopter, and they all go down, but they all live, of course.
Right.
But you rip the top of the
otherwise there'd be no video game.
But you rip the top of the helicopter off and punch it over your fist, and you have like a roto blade for your left hand. Like imagine like the chainsaw bayonet turned up to 11 on this hand of a fucking Jaeger. It's basically a Jaeger fight from Pacific Rim is the end of the game.
I'm super with that.
And it just goes way up over it, and then you kill the Hive boss, you go to rescue oh man, her name's escaping me, but her mom, who gets taken in the very beginning.
Brain fart.
Is it? Not
yeah.
Ray. Is it Ray?
I'm not going to look it up.
But anyways,
I won't do
you
it.
go and you rescue her mom,
it.
and you find out her mom is like the centerpiece of their network, and she can't be connected without dying. So there's your big death, as her mom has to die. And basically what happens is that she goes and talks to her mom, and her mom pulls her necklace off and like wraps it around her hand, and then gives it to her daughter, and then she cuts her mom free, and her mom dies. And so it's that little like brooch that you saw in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then she walks over, and the end of the game is her and JD, and she's like crying, and JD's consoling her, and like Dell and Marcus are like off on their own. And JD is like, are you gonna be okay? And she's like, no. And he's like, what did your mom give you? And she like looks at it and shows it to him, and it's the brooch, and she goes, it belonged to my grandmother, which means that she's the descendant of the Locust Queen. So she has Locust DNA in her body, and she basically could be taken and used to repopulate the Locust race, which is why her mom was integrated in. So it's like, yeah, this brooch belonged to my grandmother. So you have your tie. You have your start to the next trilogy of games.
Heavy shit.
So it was really, really good. And then the post-credit scene is actually pretty funny. So that was pretty great.
I'll try to remember to watch that one.
So we'll leave that as a whatever.
Because I didn't watch the one for the next game we're going to talk about.
Oh, who cares?
And that
post-credit scene's dumb anyways.
You didn't like, okay.
I mean, it's not that I didn't like it. It was just that it kind of we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll
definitely talk about it. Overall, I think this storyline for Gears was amazing. Like gameplay-wise, it was really, really good. It absolutely deserves its like 75 out of 100, 85 out of 100, 9 out of 10, like all those things that all the publications are giving it. Horde mode is still fucking awesome, and the way you like level up your classes now is another added wrinkle to it. Having only certain guys who can unlock and build things for you as engineers versus like heavy gunners and snipers. Great idea for Horde mode. Horde mode's always been Gears' fucking bread and butter, and they've been better at it than everyone. They're just so good at it. Multiplayer is still a lot of fun. They have the classic Gears 1 maps in there. So I was like, I can't remember which one it was, but like all the two kind of like docks, and then in the middle they're all like the destroyed cars. And you guys start on either side of the map, and you just can like fight over the boom shot in the middle. I was like, oh man, I remember playing this on 360 and loving this whole fucking map. So great to play this 15 years later. Yeah, you'll totally remember it. But to move on from Gears, I will say one closing thought. My absolute favorite gun.
What do you got?
That returned and worked its way into like making me wish that it was a real thing. The motherfucking torque bow. The torque bow is one of the coolest guns ever. Just like when you know it's buried in someone, it's like, no, you're fucking you're fucking dead, buddy.
You're out of here.
You've got a bomb stuck inside of you. You're so dead. You're so dead. And then their chest just blows open. Like
you're so about to be blown.
Oh my god! I'll upload it to my Get Games Done YouTube. But I have a shot that I did with a torque bow that landed as a headshot, blew open the head of the guy.
God, those are great.
Went through him, stuck into a locust right behind him, and blew that guy up.
And does that not speak to great audio engineering as well? Like just that that you hear because you just know it happened.
I was just like, yep. 2 people are going down from 1 torque bolt. This is what's up. This is what's up. So get Gears. It's gonna go on sale for Black Friday. Fucking go get it if you haven't gotten it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we?
Well, the next one, the big one. Everybody was ranting and raving about it. Titanfall 2. That's not. I say that like I'm disappointed in it. I'm not disappointed.
I'm disappointed. I'm actually.
You are disappointed.
Not by the campaign. I'm not by anything that it's done. The fact that we probably aren't getting a Titanfall 3 because of how badly it's selling.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong, which sucks.
Well, it really sucks because we got ourselves a fucking we got what the Iron Giant would be like
it's really
if we had if it was actually about killing people. That's what we got the Iron Giant with killing people.
Aside from that, and my the first note on my first sub note about this game is how great it feels.
Oh, it's a mechanical achievement.
Yes,
it's amazing.
Yes, 100%.
All the new Titan cores are so good.
Yes. Well, and I didn't even play the first one. I meant to go back and play it, but I didn't get the opportunity to prior to the release. But I don't know, man. The campaign, my personal thoughts, I'll go into my little piece here. My personal thoughts, great campaign. Not as good as everybody made it out to be. My expectations were really high because I waited, I think, a week. No, I don't know. I didn't dive right into the campaign right away when all of Twitter was just everything and this campaign is awesome. It's so great and blah blah blah. So my expectations were pretty damn high. Played it and it was really good, but who are these bad guys? Can we agree on that?
But I mean, the thing is that the IMC though, the government from the first game and their really shitty campaign from the first game, you do get to see the whole thing between the militia and the IMC and all the fighting.
The levels were amazing.
I will put it this way. I don't think the campaign is as great as everyone said it was for the first 3 missions. Once you get into that place where they're building houses, right? Once you and BT are no longer feeling each other out, the game is amazing on a story level. It's amazing at that point. And I'll tell you what, to jump all the way to the end, oh my God, when he puts himself in the gun and they're firing out of the gun and it's just and you get the very first bubble from the very first time that you fight together where you can choose the same 2 text options from the very first mission with you and BT where he's it was don't worry, BT, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
It's you can't because you're inside of me and you're being a very robot. And then at the very end, it's don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, BT. And it's it's been an honor serving with you, Cooper.
I know.
And it's just awesome. BT has learned that by the end. That's super great. And then they fire out and you see BT rebooting his systems as it's happening.
Yep.
And then that last part is
number 3, protect the pilot.
And then ejects him out. And he's like, "What are you doing?" Trust me.
I know. You can go back and watch my face just during this entire thing when I was playing it on Extra Life.
Yeah, and it's just what are you doing? Trust me. And just Protocol 3, protect the pilot. Second line, I'm never losing another pilot. Just throws him. And just fucking A, man. A Baymax moment. All right, BT.
Total Baymax moment.
All right, fucking A, man. All right, rock and roll, dude. That was fucking dope.
Damn.
And it's and the mercenaries, man. The Apex Predators were all great except for Kane. Kane was super dumb. The very first one you fight was super dumb, the drug addict. But then Ash,
a few of them are pretty cool.
Ash was great. The robot who drives a Titan. That's fucking cool.
Motherfucker on the train was a pain in the ass. Oh my god.
Reaper, the one that can fly.
God damn it.
Yeah, he was a pain. And then when you fight Sloan at the end.
Yeah.
It was pretty great. And then at the end the leader being like, "Hey, you can join me whenever you want," and throws the Apex Predator fucking card on BT. I was that's dope. That's fucking great. And and the guy being like, "What are you doing? Kill them." Oh, you should have put that in my contract. I've got other people to see about other things now. I was classic mercenary move. Awesome. But like
classic Merc move.
there's like as a game
Just
like
classic.
the story isn't amazing from like a tropes standpoint. It's good guys versus evil government kind of thing.
Well, there wasn't much to care about in the fight. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is
the
like
action is what kept me fed throughout it, not the story.
See, for me, the action didn't keep me involved because some of it felt really tedious. But like the stuff I really did love was the interactions between Cooper and BT the whole way. Like watching their relationship grow was really important.
And I think some of the platforming too, like that time warping mission.
Oh yeah,
Holy
dude.
Shit.
Well, I mean, and I checked our achievements and I'm kicking your butt, of course.
Shit.
Because that's who I am. I think I have like
Now I gotta go.
I think I have like 4 of the 5 diamond rated achievements in the game. I think the only one I don't have is beating placing in the top 3 in the very first thing. Well, it's just how it is. I got all the helmets. I got all of that shit. I did it all,
I didn't
baby.
even try. I don't really try for that shit. I just blast through the story. Give me the story.
I like to
I'm
explore.
not a completionist.
I like to explore sometimes. I mean, I'm not going to get 1,000 points on this game. It's not going to happen. Because I went back and started playing the Insane because I only played normal on this one because I wanted to get through it before we podcasted again.
I played on the next higher up.
And then I played on the Insane one, the hardest difficulty. And it's like I walked around one corner and instantly headshot. And I was like, I'm not playing this Call of Duty bullshit.
Out of here.
So it's all good. But like to address the post credit scene. The reason I don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it though. I didn't watch it. I didn't. It was like 2-3 a.m. I think I was trying to get through it for the viewers, if there were any. And
yeah, the reason I don't like it is that BT's it goes from being a cool sacrifice to a complete Baymax moment because
BT uploaded
he's in your helmet.
Some of his AI functions, right, from that time warp mission that I'm talking about.
And it's not even just those functions. He's in there because it's your helmet sitting on the deck, and then it goes
it flickers back on.
And he like blinks a bunch, way more than like you would think for just some minor functions. It's like, oh, he's in there, and when it comes down to it, he's just going to overwrite some other Titan, which is one of those things where it's like when BT dies the first time and he takes his core, is like
the other right, because that was the first moment I was like, "Yo, they didn't."
That part was hot like fire.
Because I'm still playing this game and my Titan's not here. So what are you gonna do to remedy this situation right now?
That part was sick, dude. When Sloan was like, "Nice try." Boom, punches up into his chest and just just blowing him apart. And I was like, oh my god, BT is so fucking done. He's so dead.
Done.
I'm like, he's an arm and part of a torso, and then he fucking gets punched in the chest and just blown just away.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a touching moment because I really thought BT was done right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, so did I. And then it was like, I'm sending in. We got one more. We got one more Vanguard class, and I'm ejecting the core. I'm like, wait, you're just gonna. What about that other AI? Is he just gonna get thrown in the garbage? That guy's alive too, you know. Yep. I'm throwing him in the garbage because BT's a fucking player pimp for real. It's like he is a player. He is a player pimp for real. That is true.
Right.
It's
not wrong.
It's absolutely true. You know that he's a player pimp for real. So like. Mechanically, it's a sound game. I have not played multiplayer match 1 on Titanfall.
Oh, we need to. Can we? As soon as Sarah comes back to town, can we please get down on some? That was my other note in here. Is that both bounty and attrition, 2 of my favorite game modes, are so well tailored to being able to just hop in as a solo player. Because as a multiplayer fanatic, like I love playing multiplayer games. But the biggest thing that I hate about it is not playing with my friends. Mm-hmm. I'm not the guy to hop on, play a multiplayer game with some random ass people. I'm not. It's not fun for me. That shit is not fun. So when I hop on, I need to have a good experience. And luckily, this game came out where bounty, number 1, where there are NPCs aside from an opposing team of real players, I can kill and get, gain money from, go bank this shit, That one is a little more cutthroat than attrition, but even attrition, they're classic deathmatch, or what would be considered deathmatch, unless you want to play just straight up pilot versus pilot or Titan versus Titan. But aside from that, if you want to play team deathmatch, basically with Titans, it's attrition, and there are also NPCs in that you can get points from. And I constantly look at the way the leaderboard stacks up at the end, and I'm like. And a lot of the times that we win, and this isn't me tooting my horn or anything, but I'm like, I'm out here killing the NPCs. Like, I'm paying attention to that shit. I'll get my Titan, just fucking walk over those pods as they're coming down. It's great. It makes it a great multiplayer game to play as somebody who's just sitting on their couch and nobody else is on Titanfall 2 for that evening.
I love the original Titanfall. I loved everything about the original Titanfall. So, I know I'll love the multiplayer in this one. It was, it's a blast.
Well, right. And we're both talking about the mechanics of it and how great it feels. So it's
it's a really, really good game. So basically, you got 2 glowing reviews for Gears 4 and for Titanfall 2.
Right. And Titanfall 2, is that still $30, I think?
Yeah, because it's going to stay that way through Black Friday. Like the reason that price got dropped
is you have to go. Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast and don't have Titanfall 2, like, do everything within your power. If you own a console, if you own PS4 or Xbox, like, do whatever you can to get the $30 to get Titanfall 2, because it is worth every single dollar of the 30.
It is absolutely worth $30. Absolutely worth $30. It's so worth it. Do it. So we, those are the games we played together. We also played some games that we did not play together, and I'm still playing 2 right now as well.
And I'm super curious to know about the 2 that you played, because they are 2 games. There's so many fucking games coming out, man.
Yeah,
you can't play them all. God damn it.
And it's crazy because right now, because I'm not going to get it on console, I'm going to get it on PC because you can't get it.
Mad as hell.
You can't get a game. You can't get
out the window and yell and just.
You can't get Watch Dogs on console and play it the way that it's meant to be played. That's a game on PC. It's a game about hackers, man.
That's
fucking
true in a way.
Hacking the universe, part of DedSec, man. Doing it for the lulz. Like, that's a game. And it takes place in Silicon Valley, man. Like, that's a game about computer people.
San Francisco.
So, like, the 2 games I played are Dishonored 2 and World of Final Fantasy, or as I like to call it, Final Fantokomon. It really is.
Okay.
Dishonored 2 is fucking awesome. If you love Dishonored,
I hear good things.
If you like Dishonored 1, you will love Dishonored 2. If you like BioShock, you will like Dishonored, because the art styles are very similar. They're the same kind of dystopian fuckery. Gameplay wise,
steampunky kind of.
Gameplay wise, it's a lot of fun. I have a giant bone to pick with Dishonored 2. And it's very, very infuriating, because I'm about, I think, 3/4 of the way through the campaign, and I have managed to play the game the way that it wants me to, and that's the low chaos, stealthy, knock people out thing, until today. When I was sneaking up on
a murder spree or what?
Nope. No, I didn't. I didn't kill anyone. But I got credited for a kill. What happened is I was sneaking up a building. I climbed up a ledge. I didn't realize that there was another guard above the ledge, because normally I'm pretty aware of all that stuff before I jump in and mark my guys and choke them out and take them down. But I didn't see this guy, and I scared the shit out of him. And he jumped back, and he bumped a secondary guard through an open window, and he fell down into a courtyard and died. And I'm the one who killed him. I didn't even bump into that guy. So, and then
terrible.
To make matters even worse, the game fires up auto-saving. I was like, no! Don't you dare! And
now you can't even go back.
And like, if I did go back, I'd have to go back to like a previous mission and replay a mission, and I'm not doing that. So what do? I just pull out my pistol and I fire about 1 million bullets. It's like, well, if that one guy,
there's no turning back now.
Yeah, I'm like, if my stealth run's finished, I might as well just start murdering everyone.
Just murder everyone.
And I will say this: killing everyone in Dishonored 2 feels way better than choking them out, because dude, these people are shitty. Like, you get the heart of your mother and you get to like squeeze it, and it tells you the innermost secrets, and like you'll hear these guards' secrets, and it's like he waited for the teenage girl to walk past him so he could drown her and take her money. I'm like, that guy needs to die.
Oh man,
he needs to die. I don't want to choke him. I want to kill him. I want to kill him. And like, there's all these crazy things that happen. And like the stealth stuff, if you love stealth games, it's a true successor to Thief and the stealth games.
Same voice actor, I've heard too.
In Corvo.
What's his name?
Yeah. I'm playing as Emily though. I'm playing as the girl.
Oh shit!
Because she's got.
Hence why you're going for the low chaos. Yep.
Yeah,
I got you.
And she's got the new powers, and like Corvo it's way easier to just murder everyone as Corvo.
Isn't there like a super rad one where you can chain kill everybody with the same shit?
Yep. So like you basically link them together. You link their souls together, and if you choke them out, choke out one of them, it chokes out all of them that are in that.
That is so dope.
It's awesome, and like. There's a whole level that takes place in a clockwork mansion where you have to pull levers and the house flips around and rebuilds itself so you can go to different parts of it.
So is this one of those types of games where I can avoid it and then just catch it on like a games with gold month or as soon as it's discounted?
I feel like if you weren't anticipating it, you totally could. It's it's really good. It's really technically sound. It's a fucking ton of fun. But if you've got a bunch of other games that fit those criteria, you could totally wait. Like for me though, I love Dishonored. Like I love BioShock and I love Dishonored. Like I love those games, and I had to have it. It had to go down. It was. Plus I'm a VIP member of greenmangaming.com, so like I got it for $40.
Which I saw recently you put the plug out on.
Yeah, so
with the 5%.
Yeah, man. So like I get my PC games for quite a bit cheaper. Like I'm going to buy Watch Dogs for $45 day one, So it's like I'm getting it for trade-in value the day it launches so I can play, right away with everyone else.
Yeah.
But overall, Dishonored's a lot of fun. The upgrades to your guns are cool. The upgrades to your abilities, lots of fun. There's all sorts of side stuff you can do. Like every building you can explore as long as a window is like open, or you can break in and like see these people's lives, and like it's pretty fucking dope. I would recommend it for sure. I would say that if you absolutely needed to get something and you're a shooter person, Gears 4 and TF2 first. But Dishonored is fucking great. It's a lot of fun. Conversely. World of Final Fantasy, also fun. It's Pokemon, man.
Pokemon.
It's all the things about Final Fantasy that are normally very infuriating for me. It's the grind. You run around in a field and hit random encounters, and then if you encounter a monster that you haven't captured, you can do certain number of battle requirements. Sometimes it's beating them up till they're too weak, and you can capture them. Sometimes it's giving them items. Sometimes it's letting them hurt you, or you use your magic to heal them, and you can trap them. And then you can stack them on top of your head, and you create synergies between the creatures you have based on the stacks.
So I just learned how to do that in Disgaea.
Dude, stacking in Disgaea is Disgaea is the greatest game ever, of all time, ever. Ever, period, ever. But like the graphics are fun. Like the switch between like Kingdom Hearts looking dorks and dumb clothes and
Disney
like little
shit,
chibi little stuffed animal looking.
Well, that's what it looked like. The majority of is a bunch of chibi stuff.
You flip back and forth. Like the monsters are chibi-ized versions of all of that stuff, and it's pretty dope. The thing that's fucking infuriating about it is it's so fucking Final Fantasy all the fucking time. Oh my god. And I know you're probably being like, well then Adam, why the fuck did you buy a game that's clearly built on fan service? It's like, well, because one, I like the monsters in Final Fantasy, and I love fucking. I'll tell you what, any game that has a hunter class where I can capture an animal and force it to do my bidding in a combat situation,
get it.
You've got my money. You just basically have it. That's just how it is. And it's a fun game. When I'm playing the game is great. When I have to suffer through the cutscenes though, oh my god! Thank God there's a fast forward and a skip. Like they know.
But isn't there a bunch of that in Pokemon?
Well, I mean, in Pokemon though, it's like it's not voiced as much, and it's not like there's a character in there named like Tama, and she's just like every time she adds an unnecessary "the" into the middle or end of a sentence, and it's like when you get out to do the work, then you can fight the monsters, And
So it's just bad translation.
no, that's on purpose.
Oh God.
That's on purpose that's happened. Like, that's how she talks. That's like on purpose that's like that.
That's not okay.
And it's like, you have tons of these cutscenes where it's like, hey, did you remember that time that you went over here? It's like, oh yeah, that time was super great when we were over there. Hey guys, the fights are the fight times. Like, oh my God, I'm going to smash my head into the table. Like, you know, so it's like, you can skip all this shit. And so, like, for me, I don't really know what the story's about because I can only make it about 15 seconds into a sequence before I got to get the fuck out of it. And so I know that, like, I'm like a Pokemon master, but like a Final Fantasy version of it. And I got to collect these monsters so I can fight some form of evil. And it's a lot of fun collecting the monsters and using them to fight. And they all have like skills that you unlock that are kind of like the Final Fantasy VII materia board.
Tight. I like that.
And that's a lot of fun.
I like that a lot.
And there's like the gameplay is phenomenal. The storyline is so Final Fantasy, which if you like that, you will love this. But Adam Dunn, he fucking hates that. He hates it so much so that when I watched the Conan O'Brien video of him playing Final Fantasy 15, I was furious, and that's only like 15 minutes of watching that game.
Just mad as hell.
Like, and the thing is I don't want to get anyone all flustered. I love Final Fantasy 7 and I love Final Fantasy 10. I'll tell you what the greatest Final Fantasy games of all time are, and that's the tactics ones. Tactics on PlayStation. Tactics A1 on Game Boy, and Tactics A2 on the DS. Because they don't fuck around and try and give you that bullshit that fucking the other mainline games do. The mainline games are so far up their own ass, it's like a paradoxical nexus of where does the ass stop and the man begin. It's like it just sucked, like all there is like it's like a Gordian knot, but it's a butthole and a person stuffed inside of it.
It sounds so uncomfortable.
That's what Final Fantasy's story is. And if you disagree, fuck you. I don't want to yuck your yum, but for the life of me, I can't understand it. And if anything is more indicative of Square's absolute getting lost in their own ass, it's the Kingdom Hearts series. Like, oh my God, like,
that one I'll give you.
Can anyone make heads or tails of any of that?
I still have some hope for my Final Fantasy, but
like they're like,
but yes, Kingdom Hearts you're spot on.
Like Final Fantasy 15 just looks super odd though, because it looks like a game where they literally had no idea what they wanted to do, so they just stuffed everything into it. And it just looks like it's like yeah, it's a driving game, and part of it is your car breaks down and you have to push it. Like, that sounds dumb. Yeah, but there's also like you work as like a fry cook. I'm like, why? Why the fuck do I work as a fry cook in this game? It's like, isn't this Final Fantasy? Like, I don't want to lead like real life like disappointment. Like, that's not the game that I'm playing. Right. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, well, I'm the prince of a nation, but now I work as a fry cook because my car broke down at this fucking desert city. I'm like, that sounds terrible.
Wasn't there shit that you had to do in like Final Fantasy VII very similar to that? Like where something happened and you had to do some shit as a result of it?
You had to go to like a casino and fucking win a bunch of money?
Yeah.
I mean, going to a casino and winning a bunch of money doesn't sound,
saying,
and like,
come on.
And like betting on like chocobos racing doesn't sound like fucking order.
I hated that shit though.
It doesn't sound like order up.
Exactly. Like, I would much rather.
Also, to be fair, I probably wouldn't be as kind to Final Fantasy VII now as I was when I was 12.
Oh, no. That's, yes, let's keep it all the way real there.
Like, I guarantee you, if I went into Final Fantasy VII now as the first time playing it,
it would be infuriating.
I almost guarantee you I'd be done before Aerith gets killed.
Yeah, probably.
So,
honestly.
But overall, World of Final Fantasy is cool. Wait till it inevitably falls into bargain bin price range, though, is what I would say. Yeah. I like it for the Pokemon thing. But like, if you're not into like the collectibles, but if you're really into Final Fantasy, maybe go pick it up. But other than that, wait, because it's going to do the same thing that Disgaea does. Well, Disgaea doesn't do it because Disgaea fucking sells like crazy because Atlas is a fucking gangster town. But like any of those other niche games that are like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be really cool. It's like, just wait till nobody wants it anymore and you can get it for $10. So that's what I'd say about that. Reej, what have you been rocking and rolling with?
Man, I dove back into some older games that not even older, just from the past year or two that I haven't played. That I was either hanging on to from the games with gold, which, by the way, oh my God, shout out to games with gold. Like, it didn't really dawn on me until I had reinstalled these, like, months later, that they were still playable. Not just playable during that month of games with gold. Like, as long as you queue it up and put it in your thing,
that's yours until you don't have gold anymore. And even if you lapse and you re-buy gold, you get all those bad boys
you
back.
still have it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's phenomenal. So I'm like, okay. So anyways, yeah. So I pulled out Sunset Overdrive, which, you know, we talked on that briefly, and I'm having a blast with that. I didn't. Nobody told me, man. Nobody told me. I didn't know.
It's so good.
I didn't know.
It was just
but playing it though, so like it was a little bit of a preface, because of the new Spidey game, which is also done by Insomniac. So I wanted to play something, get a little bit familiar with what they do. And playing this game, I'm like, yo, I cannot wait until this man is in a full Spidey suit. Like,
oh, dude,
and I have.
I'm
like,
telling
does
you,
it
man.
not play like that though? That's what I'm saying. Like, it
yeah.
is.
But like the ability to bounce off stuff and grinding off everything, like it's jet grind radio on crack.
Yes,
is
pretty
what
much,
is what Sunset Overdrive
and
is,
and combined with Loaded almost, and a newer version of Loaded.
Yeah, it's
Like
fucking
if you
lovely.
remember that from the old PlayStation days.
Yeah, man, I loved everything about Sunset Overdrive. I love the like super dumb storylines.
Yep.
I love the like Buck Nationals,
the guns. Oh my
Buck
God,
Nationals
T and Teddy.
murder simulator, and like all the different like weird ass guns, like the being able to throw out like a little like energy drink mascot who sprays acid everywhere.
Yes. It's incredibly stupid, and it's so awesome for being that because it's a free game, and I love it that much more.
You know, things can be incredibly stupid and suck, or they can be incredibly stupid and somehow be incredibly charming. That's kind of how I live my whole life.
Yep.
Super dumb, super charming.
We talk about it with all the awesome, terrible B-rated horror films that we watch.
Exactly. Yes. That's my new name. I'm changing my name from Adam Dunn to Eggs. Actly is my last name.
Yes.
That's my new name.
You heard it here
And
first.
by law, you have to.
Hey, I said that right for the first time on the podcast.
So what do you like about Sunset Overdrive aside from the guns and the graphics and the dumbness?
Yeah.
What else do you like?
Man, not just the absurdness. That's pretty much it.
Is anyone still playing multiplayer?
I don't think so. I
The
didn't dive
multiplayer
into
was
it
a blast, man. Because it was a horde mode thing, and you could play horde mode together. It's lovely.
Yeah. No, I was listening back to some old, I think it was Podcast Unlocked from IGN, and they kept raving about it on something. So I was like, okay, this thing is in my games with gold. Let me go back. Let me load it up. Let me install it. I'm kind of in this little rut right now. I don't know what to play. Aside from TF2, but yeah, so I put that on this Saturday morning, and my God, I played for like 6 hours straight.
Holy shit! That's
hammering through shit.
It's good.
It's just so much fun.
It's so good.
That's all there is.
And then like unlocking all the new stuff and like the new zones and like
yes, but that's where I say I want to be wary of it, and I want to lean myself off of it a little bit because I feel like it could be something I could tire myself out on very quickly.
I know that I played like it was like 3 days and I beat the whole thing because I was so in. I was in for the win, baby. Fucking loved it.
But no, aside from that one, I beat Inside, and I cannot stress enough to anybody, whether you own a PS4 or an Xbox,
or a computer,
go get that game. Is it on PC?
I thought Inside was on computer, but I'm probably talking out of my ass right now.
I'm not 100% sure, but if it is, definitely check it out. It's from Play Dead, and the same guys who did Limbo. It is fucking incredible.
Spiritual successor to Limbo, right?
Yeah, in a way. I wouldn't even really go that far, to be honest, because it's the same, but it's not. It's one of the weird things where it's contradictory to what we say here with spoilers, and this is absolutely something that would be spoiled because that is the entirety of the game. You play it to find out what's going on. It's not, you know what I mean by that? Like, it's not.
Right.
It's not something you can just tell somebody.
Right, because like the end point of like the whole journey is kind of like the payoff, and you don't want to give it away.
Exactly.
Sure. Well, that makes sense.
To anybody, and that doesn't even matter like what we believe in as spoilers. That is what it is. That's what you play for. So I would by no means ruin that for anybody. And I mean, even given the ambiguity that the end of Limbo has, like, you take that for what it is. It's like a Nolan film. They didn't either confirm nor deny your thinking to the end of that. Kind of the same way here, but that secret ending, if you beat it, go back, and if you didn't get the secret ending, go back and just watch it on YouTube or something. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. And that's where I'm like, I don't know where to rate it because I want to call it my game of the year, but it's like, it's so deep. Just within that secret ending alone of like, I don't even know if you could call it game of the year because like so many people wouldn't even get it.
I'm pretty sure we all know that game of the year is Overwatch. Overwatch has won game of the year.
Well,
already.
right, and that's yes. Yes.
It was like,
yeah, there's no arguing that
you're
one.
You're just
really.
like, yes, it is, but there's also other games that I think are
well, and that's what I mean by that, because I'm like, because Overwatch, we got to find out our lore through, quick little sidetrack on that. We find out our lore through the shorts, and stuff like that. And there's no PvE game. And that has to weigh heavily into one's decision of a game of the year.
It's true.
Like, people who don't play multiplayer games aren't going to enjoy this game. So
I do love my lore shorts, though. They deserve.
Let's not get that twisted for a second.
I'm talking about lore shorts as in a pair of shorts made entirely out of the lore of something else. They're very comfortable. Very comfortable shorts.
Hey. But no, it's a weird thing and that just goes into what your game of the year thing is. But what I meant is for thinking, for gameplay, for how I actually was challenged for the first time in a very long time. Like, I put the game down because I couldn't get past a puzzle.
You didn't just go to YouTube and
didn't just
get
go
the
to
puzzle?
YouTube. No, I'm not that guy. I can't do that.
Oh man, if I'm not emotionally invested in the game, I won't figure it out. I'll just if I just want to get through it. Like, look, this game is already.
And that's it. Is I was emotionally. I'm like, I was already invested into that to that point where I'm like, I need to figure this out. There's no way. And I'm like, and it was late at night, that's why I was stumped in a way. I'm like, brain just kind of shut down. And I was like, okay, well, I'll pick this up on another day when I'm ready for it. And I did, sure as shit, picked it up in the middle of the afternoon
inside,
and figured it out that
you're
moment.
going down. You're fucking going down today inside.
Figured it out that moment. And blasted through it till the end. But it's that good. It really is. Like, for anybody who played Limbo, like, just
it's on my list. It's on my list for sure.
You just have to.
There are so many things above it currently, but like, it's definitely on the old list.
Yes, but aside from that one, and being what you just said in Overwatch, what I'm loving, can we both agree that the new arcade mode is just so much needed?
I've only played one-on-one duels, and I only did.
So have I. Is it not like crack? Do you not just want more?
It's a lot of fun. I want to play 3-on-3. Really, is what I really want to play, and I also I want Junkenstein's thing to be there all the time.
Oh, right.
Like
somebody wrote a huge Reddit about, or no, it was I think it was on IGN. Maybe they were talking about introducing raids or some PvE mode, but much following in that same suit of Junkenstein's thing.
Yeah, or just a horde mode that can rotate through the Junkenstein's thing.
The same thing, but
I'd pay a DLC pack for like a horde mode thing to be put in there. I totally would. I think the whole you can unlock an extra like 3 loot boxes a week by just doing the arcade stuff is pretty dope. I think that's pretty awesome.
It is. It really is. Yeah, the whole 3. You get one for 3v3. You get one for your first win in 1v1, one for your first win in 3v3, and one for the Brawl playlist. Yeah.
And it works. It works really, really well. Honestly, most of the time I am playing competitive Overwatch because I'm trying to,
you're trying to get to the combine.
Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, after looking at Oversumo, which is the app that will actually rate your performance and where you land in all the categories, I actually am in the top 9% of players in the world on PC.
Well,
So I feel like I should get a Combine invite, but then when I look at it, I'm like 9% of people who play in the world, doesn't this game have like 38 million copies sold? Isn't that's like 20, 30,000 people still, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Like that's still a lot of fucking people that I'd have to break through to get up there.
Speaking of Overwatch, two other things. Number one, the video of Lucio going around with the voice actors. Did we talk about that last week?
I don't think we talked about it, but it was great.
It was phenomenal. It was just super great.
Yeah,
it was the greatest.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. It was so much of a much-needed smile through a shitty week of what was happening. Like, yeah.
Thanks, Tarb.
Or that time, I'm not a dwarf.
He's a dwarf.
It was so good.
Oh, and you saw the Steam part, right, where the guy used Steam Filmmaker to put all the models in and do it.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
I did.
Pretty great.
And the second one, I just brain farted on. So
the rework of Symmetra or the introduction of Sombra?
No, neither.
Because the rework of Symmetra is pretty awesome. I want to fire up.
That literally just hit this afternoon.
It did. I'm gonna go play some tonight.
Did you see all the gifs and the videos of just now we're living in hell?
Just barricades everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's like, you know what, internet? This is why we can't have nice things. You know, everyone complained about Symmetra being just underpowered, and what do? She finally gets something super worthwhile. Everyone just starts throwing barricades everywhere. Look at my barricade. So,
oh my god!
Oh, Overwatch is so good. Did you?
It really is.
Did you play anything else other than Inside Sunset Overdrive?
No, that was it for my.
Okay. Both great.
For my game.
Well, I mean, I don't know anything about Inside.
I mean, I want to get
like
Watch
Limbo,
Dogs 2. That's on the list. We both talked about Odin Sphere. We need that.
Yeah, Odin Sphere. Odin Sphere should happen. If there's a Black Friday deal on it again, I'm gonna get. There's like a whole slew of Atlas-made games. I'm trying to right in the pocket.
I'm trying to make a big push to actually complete some games that I haven't finished yet. So like PS4, there's a lot of them, like Strider. The Witness.
Got so many. I want to go back and play Firewatch again now that 24-hour mode is involved.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the new mode's in there where you can just play and walk around and has a 24-hour life cycle, and you can just take pictures and explore and stuff.
Oh, you're such a picture taker. A picture taker.
You got me.
Video games.
You got me. You got me. Yeah, man, I fucking like doing it. I like
love it.
I mean, the fact that they turn out fucking sweet when I take photos, considering my job in real life is to take photographs and moving photographs.
That's crazy.
I like to make video game ones look awesome because they're dope.
Right.
But yeah, man. There's so many games. I want to talk to you about something.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Inhumans. I want to talk about the fact that I don't think they need a TV show and a movie.
But it's not a movie.
Well, they said the first two episodes, but Feige also didn't stop there, saying that there wouldn't be an Inhumans like actual movie.
Sure.
Down the line.
So hang on. So let me read off what I got about it to let the people know, and then we'll talk about it. So.
Okay.
THR reports, and that's the Hollywood Reporter. They report Inhumans has a straight-to-series order for an 8-episode run on ABC this fall. But before it gets there, the first 2 episodes of the Inhumans TV series will debut on 1,000 IMAX theaters across 74 countries, getting a 2-week run starting on Labor Day weekend 2017. And Labor Day weekend falls on I think it's a Monday.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it usually does anyways. But yeah, so it's a Monday. So September anyways tends to be a pretty slow time for movie releases anyways. So to put 2 episodes filmed in IMAX format on the big screen seems kind of like a good. I mean, marketing wise, money wise, seems like a good use of what they're doing to me. I mean, it depends on whether or not this production value, or not even the production value, but I guess the writing falls in line with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because I think that's where we are both a little concerned. Yeah?
Because the Inhumans suck balls on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're
Right.
terrible. Like, I don't feel like any of those guys can hang with anybody in the movies. Any character in the movies. Whether that's Arnim Zola living inside of a Packard Bell computer or Hawkeye. I mean, like, they all suck. Like, even Ghost Rider feels weak by comparison. Like, Ghost Rider needs to not be involved with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
This is, so much in contrast to me last year during our podcast, but I have yet to watch a fucking episode.
I mean, I've watched them to fast forward to Ghost Rider related stuff. I can't say that I've watched them the way that a television program is supposed to be watched. I ain't watching it like I watch Westworld. I'm not rewinding it and watching every frame. I'm most certainly not doing that.
Whoa. Hang on.
Westworld's so good.
Yeah, we need to sidebar real fucking quick. Why are we not talking about that?
We will talk about Westworld.
Wait a minute.
After the season's over, we will have a Westworld episode, and we will talk about it when the season's over.
I need to woo-saw. I need to woo-saw.
We will talk about it after, not before.
God, why are we not talking about
this right here? This illuminates everything of why Inhumans shouldn't get what they're getting, because we don't care.
Right, exactly. We're talking about Westworld.
We fucking love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we do not care.
Right. Yeah. No, you're spot on right now. Like, well, and is that not in part due to, when was it? Was it this past summer or a little before that? I think when the Inhumans got booted from the movie.
Yeah, when they got pulled from the 2020, that was this summer.
Right. So we're like immediately like, yo, what?
It's like, okay. So they've been downgraded to shitty superheroes.
You're right. Well, that has to be that's the speculation, at least. That's the perception. Perception is reality.
Well, and the sad part is now for surely not getting Vin Diesel as Black Bolt.
Oh, yeah, there's no way. I was the biggest advocate of that. I wanted it so bad.
Because, like Feige's like...
And it made so much sense with the whole... not speaking, you get one line here. Like, it...
But to be fair, Marvel's even gone back on that shit, though, now. With Alfre Woodard playing two different characters in the movie and in the Netflix show in the same universe. And they're unrelated, they're identical strangers.
I know.
So...
you're still going for twin sisters, but
identical cousins or whatever it was from the Nick at Night era.
But I mean, it's a weird thing because as the older I get, it's not that the less I care, the more analytical I am at what these releases are, what they mean for my wallet. That type of stuff. So it's like, it's dope that Inhumans are going to get their own shit. It's really cool that it's going to get an IMAX release. I'll wait to get gassed up until I see some sort of trailer, some sort of visual, something. Because that's what really gets, I'm a sucker for marketing.
Yes, so you are.
Yeah, we know that. So I'll wait, I'll wait. I'm good.
I was hoping that them saying Inhumans getting a TV show meant that a Fox deal did happen, and that.
Well, right. Given what we just heard with Deadpool and Guardians, right?
Right. Yeah. The
swap out for Negasonic and Ego.
Negasonic for Ego.
Yeah.
Well, and
which
that
was
whole
quickly put to bed today. I think even Kevin Feige had said that is an impossibility at this point.
Yeah. Well, they've already it's never going to happen. But the thing is, they said that was never going to happen with Sony either. So I get it. I'm not saying the X-Men because that's what everyone's asking. They're
right.
The X-Men. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if the X-Men or Deadpool ever show up. I've said that a bunch of times. I don't give a shit if they ever show up. But having the Russos tweet that photo of what very much so looks like Doom Castle in Latveria and then deleting it.
Yo, what are you talking about?
You didn't see that whole thing?
No.
The Russos tweeted a picture of a giant stone-arched bridge leading into a castle built into the side of a mountain, which is not guarantee that it's Latveria at all.
But fam, there is.
And basically the caption of the picture said location ? And then it was quickly deleted. Which is like, okay. Which added fuel to the fire about the Fox thing, because it was like, well shit, maybe Fox is gonna admit defeat on the whole fucking Fantastic Four thing. You know, it'll be great. So God damn it. And there's been mum on that ever since, so who knows? But, you know, movie deals happen all the time. All it takes is one bad movie. If Logan tanks or if Deadpool 2 doesn't make any money, Fox will be begging Marvel to make it happen.
This is true. You're not wrong. You are super not wrong.
Because basically, remember, Sony's byline after Amazing Spider-Man made $950 million. Yep. We don't need to even be involved in the MCU. Spider-Man 2 Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes out projected for $1.2 billion.
What happened?
Does $700 million. They immediately want to be a part of that MCU. So we will see. We will see. Yep. Keeping with MCU stuff. James Gunn has assured us yet again.
Fam, I want to talk to you about this so much.
I've given up, dude. I don't even care. I don't even care anymore.
So I'm like, this is right. Okay. I want to quote from IO9 to let everybody know about this. James Gunn and this yet to be found Easter egg on Guardians of the Galaxy. This has now reached a $100,000
bounty.
It's dumb is what it is. It's not even a bounty. It's I have my points afterwards anyways. I just want to read what. So anyways, from IO9, quote, Gunn recently took to Facebook to chat with fans about the upcoming sequel, and someone asked whether he'd consider just sharing the final Easter egg with fans. This is where I'm going to interject and say, because we've all heard about this one lost Easter. Like, he keeps encouraging, just gassing us up in a way, like, yo, there's one you didn't find. Anyways. Back to this quote, whether he'd consider just sharing the final Easter egg with fans since they hadn't figured it out yet. Of course, one guy responded that it's probably because it doesn't exist, to which Gunn said he would pay the commenter $100,000 if he could prove it. The commenter soon backtracked because Gunn might have $100,000 to throw around, but the rest of us probably don't. Anyways, that is null and void because it wasn't a I'm offering up $100,000. If you don't find it, you owe me $100,000. That's not how it was.
Right. It was if you could find it, I'll give you $100,000.
Yeah, Gunn literally said verbatim, and I'm reading from his Facebook comment, was Tanine Moores, who's this guy's name, if there is no Easter egg, I will give you $100,000. Copy this post. I will consider it a legally binding contract. Signed, James Gunn. So this is fucking legit. And I need to know, Adam, what in the fuck, dude?
Dude, Gunn's the man. He just is.
I know, but... And I'm not even mad at the guy. I'm just... This whole thing of this Easter egg that may or may not exist. And now $100,000 being offered in a way to this one guy, because it's only for him. It's not a bounty for anybody. And I mean, and I'll tell you one thing: if I'm that guy, I'm going. I mean, I'm taking a week off work. I'm going frame by frame on that entire fucking movie. If somebody offered me $100,000 to find a goddamn Easter egg in a movie, I'm taking a week off work and I'm finding that goddamn Easter egg. I'll tell you that much right now. But yo, seriously, what is this, my man? What in the hell?
This is an excellent free marketing tool.
I'm so with that. Because it is. It's all over the headlines too. I didn't even think about. Yo, you just blew my mind.
You know, we're talking about it on some podcasts. People are talking about it all over on Twitter. Guaranteed. They talked about it on like Comic Book Resource, Hero Hollywood, Hollywood Reporter. Everyone's talked about it, you know, and the movie comes out in a year. Surprise, surprise! At the beginning of the media marketing cycle
Not
for
even
Guardians
a year,
of the
less
fucking
than a year.
Galaxy.
We're at like the 7th month mark now.
So, you
It's
know,
May.
we get a trailer, and then we got 3 months later, or we got 2 months later, we get a James Gunn confronting
All
a
by
fan about
design.
it. You know, it's guaranteed. I mean, I absolutely think they probably just spun that. We're like, oh yeah, this dude thinks it's not real, and James Gunn's like, well, I'm gonna fucking keep gassing up my movie then.
Well, right. So, and I'm like, my hot take is we have no idea what the Easter egg could even be in reference to. Like, an Easter egg is an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Whether it's in reference to anything Guardians related or even Marvel related at that has yet to be determined. It could be
Right.
from another James Gunn film.
Well, I mean, for sure, because I mean, the slugs from Slither are
Exactly. So
are
I'm
in
like,
this.
yo, you don't even like you. It's just the possibilities are fucking endless. So then B, I'm like, isn't it impossible to prove something doesn't exist? Because look at Gunn's offer verbatim.
Yeah.
I mean, literally verbatim is, if there is no Easter egg, I will give you $100,000.
Yep. Which means he literally
You
has to be
already
like,
won.
yeah. It's great. It's super smart.
Right. So and then C, also, you know, he put the fucking Easter egg in there himself. It's not like he can lose the bet when he himself made sure
Yeah.
the winning condition existed before he made the goddamn
Right.
bet.
Yeah, man. You don't make bets. You don't make bets. You're gonna lose.
You know, it
He didn't become one of the most powerful dudes in Hollywood by making bets.
Exactly.
He loses. But yeah, man.
Man.
So
wow.
I mean, I personally, I don't give a shit if I don't ever find out what the Easter egg is. Who cares? Because clearly it's not big enough to shake the Marvel universe. They're not, waiting to do a movie,
Right, apparently not. Yes.
Based on that. So
I know as
fuck it.
badly as we want to know, it's not going to shake shit up. It's not. It's not.
It clearly isn't. Clearly is not.
Yeah.
And
So-
our last sweet tidbit, the rumblings about Spidey having a trailer soon.
Yeah, we're hearing December.
Makes sense.
Which, I mean, that's like there's 31 days to cover there, but
Yeah. Put it in December, at the very end of December, and 6 months
Yeah.
till the movie comes out, because this was what,
Yeah.
June is Homecoming?
yeah, about that, yeah.
June,
Yeah.
July?
Which would be very, very close to, what, is it June?
I believe it is June, July, because it can't be.
It's got to be July. I can't imagine they're putting Guardians and
Maybe August.
Spidey.
Maybe August.
I know Guardians is May.
Because Thor is November.
Yep. Yeah, it might be July or August.
Yeah, it makes sense. And there's like 3.5 months
Yep.
between each one.
Yep. Which means we should be getting Guardians real fucking soon.
We already got the trailer for that. They lied to us and said it wasn't a trailer.
That's okay. They lied. That's what we're going with.
That's
it's
the
a,
Eas-
li-
that's
it's all
the-
a big
that's the
lie.
Easter
that
egg.
was the trailer.
That's the Easter egg. Is that shit was a trailer.
That's the Easter egg within the trailer, within the teaser, inside of.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna get a teaser trailer of Spider-Man here, so we're not gonna get much. I'm hoping for one look at.
Yeah.
The
What do you
vault-
want to see in it, dude?
I want to see the Vulture in the
Right.
suit. That's about it. Maybe
Okay.
maybe see the Tinkerer doing a little tinkering. I don't
Okay.
know. See Donald Glover teaching at the school.
Ooh. All right.
See a shot where, what are you doing, Peter? Well, I don't know, Mary Jane, and it pans over and it's Zendaya, and everyone can fucking finally shut the fuck up about it. Would be nice. See Aunt May doing a stripper pole dance from The Wrestler in the trailer.
Oh, shit.
Just cut in a clip from The Wrestler. But then
Why do I have a feeling like
but then-
I see a derp trailer in the making?
but then VFX Mickey Rourke into looking like Whiplash. So it's like Whiplash and watching Aunt May strip.
Yep.
So maybe a bunch of Arby's references in the trailer.
We have the meats.
Oh man, Arby's owes me some fucking money. After that derp trailer, we will make sure that you guys get a link to the derp trailer in the liner notes, because it's pretty fucking great. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really expecting much from the Spider-Man trailer, and this is gonna be a really weak note to end the show on, because it's just like I honestly, I don't care if I get a trailer for Spider-Man. I've seen him in a movie. I just want to get to his movie. You know, I want to see Marvel bring a Spider-Man to the table. I want to see how this is done with the house of ideas behind it. I want to see that. You know,
how it lives on its own, but with help from with a little
or maybe you know what? And the trailer showing
piggyback ride, if you will.
And the trailer showing Tony Stark being like, "Hey Peter, I made something for you to try out," and he pulls out the Iron Spider.
What?
We don't see him in it, but we see the Iron Spider.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, baby. We're gonna need Peter and the Iron Spider. You think he can stand up to Thanos right now? He needs that goddamn Iron Spider, baby. Iron Spider.
Iron Spider.
You gotta bring it to the table.
You might have to. He might have to.
Who knows, man? Or, you know, a rift opens up and Miles Morales gets spit out and they're like, boom, 2 Spider-Man fuckos.
Don't do me like that. Don't gas me up.
Fucking
don't get me all gassed up at the end of the show like that.
Peter has to fucking go talk to Doctor Strange because the Vulture is using some kind of magic in addition to the Chitauri armor that he's wearing, and Doctor Strange is like, okay, well, we have to go to another world. We have to get another guy to help you fight him. And they flip back, and bam, Miles Morales is in the MCU, and they're like, we said we wouldn't do it, but motherfucker, we did keep our promise. We made Peter first, and then we brought Miles in the first Spider-Man. And guess what? That Homecoming then is in reference to Miles coming to the MCU.
Oh shit!
Oh, boom! The hottest of takes,
but in the best way.
The hottest of takes.
Oh my god!
So that's
fuego.
That's
just fucking fuego.
If they don't do any of those things that I talked about,
fucking 5 out of 5 flame emojis right now.
if they miss even one, then I hate Spider-Man. They need to do all those things I just brought up that I couldn't even re-recite if I thought about it. So that's what I want for the Spider-Man trailer. I'll tell you what I want from our listeners, though. I want your love. I want you guys to keep spreading the word about the Best Flarking Network. I want you guys to tell 2 friends, and they tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. And if you guys can like the Best Flarking Network page on Facebook, and follow us on SoundCloud, and follow us on YouTube. I know it's a bunch of places to ask you to follow us, but all of those things help immensely. I also want to address something that we've known about for a really long time, but we haven't actually talked about. Shout out to the SoundCloud listener who subscribed to our podcast as the username I love Adam Dunn, because fucking good on you, whoever you are. I love me too. And I think Reej actually thought that was me for a while.
Yeah.
And
I did.
it's not. I'm just, plain old Adam J. Dunn. I don't even follow my own podcast because I feel like that would just be boosting the numbers, and I don't feel like that's right.
It's okay.
So, as Reej is like, I follow our podcast. Fuck you, dude.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
There's a break in ideology right there. But yeah, so, if you like the show, do us a solid and tell people about it. And we will do our best to keep bringing you new and exciting content with,
absolutely.
like once every 5 months that we do with List Bait, and like once in a lifetime we will get some more stuff up there and do all sorts of really cool stuff. We have other cool ideas along the way, but life constantly keeps getting in the way, and until we can do this full time, sadly some of those ideas get backburnered.
We're just trying to adult the best we can and have a podcast. And
so the best way to make us do our adulting and it be the podcast, help us out and tell some people, because well,
not only tell some people, but hop on the iTunes review and hit us with that thing. Let the people know if you like us or not, because that helps us climb charts on nerd related stuff. And if you think like other people would be into listening to this, then let those people know.
Do it. And then what else? Talk to us on the Twitter, because we will talk back to you. You know what? Do our job for us. Record an episode of the podcast in your voice, and we're gonna mix you in, and we'll take a week off. I mean, it's not like we don't already take weeks off if we need to. But I'm just saying, you guys are the jerks for pointing that out, not me.
Which is like a thing that I keep finding out as of late. Like, people genuinely, like, if they can't count on you like a TV show, like, damn, they get mad.
They do get mad.
Like, we have lives, people.
But this is part of it.
Just like you do.
I mean, we need to be better though. We need to be better. So
I was gonna try to come with all the excuses, but I just stopped myself. So
and to end this extra beautiful diatribe at the end about helping us out,
so Minnesota nice at the end. We are so Minnesota nice at the end.
We appreciate your support. Thank you for listening. We will be back in the next 7 to 9 days with another episode for episode 37 with all sorts of comic book news, video game talk, probably some pro wrestling stuff, and just overall dumb references.
Some stuff and things
and pumping up our own personal projects because, what's the point of having a podcast if you can't shamelessly plug your own shit?
Hey.
So, you guys have been great. We've been just a tiny bit better.
Just a wee bit.
I'm Dunner Sassum.
I've been Reej.
And we are out of here. We will see you next time. Go disperse into the multiverse. And remember, as always, we have come to bargain. We'll see you later.
Peace.